my chest. I want to express it. Let me ask you a question. Can I say what I want to say? I wanna say what I want to say. Can I say what I want to say? I really wanna say it. People don't know ya, but they won't judge you. They talking about ya. Must be something about you. Smile in your face and talking you bad and making up things that far from the facts. Why you talking and talking and talking about me? Talking about me. I'll be pressing on, doing my thing. I'm telling you, please don't judge me. God don't put you to watch me. He don't like ugly, so tell them keep their eyes off me. Off of 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 me. Keep on talking. Yo capale, vale, 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 vale. Yo vale, 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 vale. You think it's easy? They bad mind and envy. Take a walk in my shoes, then let me hear you. They play insane and talking you bad and talk go bring talk that far from the facts. Why you talking and talking and talking about me? Talking about me. I'll be pressing on, doing my thing. I'm telling you, please don't judge me. God don't put you to watch me. He don't like ugly, so tell them keep their eyes on me. Off of me. Off of me. Off of me. Keep on talking. Yo capale, vale, 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 vale. Yo vale, 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 vale. Can I say what I want to say? I wanna say what I want to say.
Greetings.
I want to say. I really
Greetings and salutations, one and all.
back of your mind, you want to say this sometimes. Let me say what I want to say. I really want to say it. I'm begging you, please.
Please don't judge me.
God to put you to watch me. He don't like it.
Not that.
Them keep their eyes off me.
Welcome to the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew. It's Real Talk Night.
Off of me. Keep on talking. Yo capale.
Kicking things off. Teddy and John working out to the international Stephen. The track is called Vent. I say big ups to each and everyone locked in right now.
I want to express it.
Those from near, those from far.
Can I say
If you're locked in on the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew on TuneIn Radio, welcome.
say? I really want to say it. People don't know ya, but they won't judge you.
Those locked in out of chilly in New Jersey.
Something about you. Smiling your face,
NIE Radio Massive.
talking you bad and making up things.
It's a little warmth that we have down here in South Florida.
Talking and talking and talking about
NIE Radio.
talking about me. I'll be pressing
My brother the motivator.
I'm telling you, please don't judge me.
Oh, go on, blood.
Put you to watch me. He don't like ugly, so
Hot or cold, man, putting in the work.
off me.
Also to New Jersey.
Off of me. Off of me.
Mix102.com.
Off of me. Off of me.
They get a little bit more warmth from their sister station in Jamaica, Earth 96 FM. Thank you, Symbol, for the work and the love. A massive locked in on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com. Blessings to ya.
They bad mind and envy. Take a walk in my shoes, then let me hear you. They play insane.
Those on TuneIn,
Can you buy
make sure you call up a friend and tell a friend here.
that?
Share it with somebody.
Why you talking and talking and talking?
Massive on YouTube Live.
Talking about
Welcome.
I'm pressing on doing my thing. I'm telling you, please don't judge
Those bubbling in the stew pot on Zeno FM.
Watch me. He don't like it.
Welcome, welcome.
Them keep their eyes off me. Off of me. Off me. Off of me. Keep on talking.
Those on the home of the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, kevinstew.com. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I want to say big ups to those who helped to make this happen.
Can I say what I
My segment sponsors, thank you very much.
what I want to say? Can I say what I want to say? I really
Paul C Media Group,
at the back of your mind, you want to see this.
putting in the work,
Let me say what I want to say.
giving me all kind of advice and support.
Begging you, please, don't judge me. Go to
You want to stream an event live on a secure platform?
like
I
it.
don't know how. Don't have a platform.
Eyes off me.
Talk to them over there at Paul C Media Group. They can advise you.
Off me.
754-999-1140. If you have questions, you can't reach them. You can reach me. You know how to link me. Thank you, Paul C Media Group. I want to say thank you to Althea and her Healing Heavenly Hands.
I want to say what I want to say.
Althea is a licensed massage therapist operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade and South Palm Beach counties. She comes to you,
No, yeah, no.
bringing her table, her oils, and over 20 years massage therapy experience.
Must be something about you. Smile in your face and talking you back.
She only has one request outside of paying her that you get off her table and go sleep somewhere else when she's done.
Talking and talking about me.
It's a real simple request.
I'll be pressing on,
So if you wanna meet up and arrange
telling you please.
an appointment, go ahead and give her a call.
You do watch me.
954-655-9000.
So tell them keep
Serving Broad County, North Miami-Dade and South Palm Beach counties. Thank you, Althea.
off of me. Off me. Off of me. Keep on talking. Yo, capale.
I wanna say big ups to the global base. Not too sure how that ends up being the global base logo. Global base change their logo, you know. I don't know how many of you saw it.
You think it's easy?
But the global base navigates your journey across music, marketing, event planning,
Let me hear
and a whole lot more.
they play insane.
It's a realm where your social spheres awaken through their mastery.
Far from the vibes.
Go ahead, embrace the invitation to liberate your creativity, unbounded and definitely free, like their consultation.
My feet. I'm telling you, please.
So go ahead and link with them today. The Global Base, DAGlobalBASE.com.
Sometimes them keep their eyes
Tell them Kevin Stew sent you.
off of me. Off me.
Thank you, the Global Base.
Off of me. Keep on talking. Yo, capale. Vale, vale, vale.
I want to say big ups to those on from McNeil Trucking. If you want to move, these are the people that you want to call. So let's say you're in the Keys and you want to go to Jacksonville. Well, more like if you're in Jacksonville and want to go to the Keys right now.
Can I say what I want to say? I want to say what I want to say.
You're in Naples
Can I say what I
and
want
you
to
want to go to Palm Beach.
You want to say it.
If you're up in Pensacola
I you want to
and you want to move down to Pompano,
times.
it sounds like a great idea right now.
I really want to say it. I'm begging you.
Go ahead and give them a call.
Don't judge me. God,
McNeil Trucking, 954-406-9740.
tell them keep their eyes off me.
Even if you're moving out of state,
Off me.
well, I don't know who want to move out of Florida right now. These were the conditions. People want to move into Florida. So if you don't know how, you don't have any mode of transportation, you don't have no manpower, don't worry. You have the name, you have the number, McNeil Trucking,
I want to
954-406-9740.
say what I want to say. I really want to say.
Call them up, tell them you heard about them on the night shift to DJ Kevin Steele. Thank you, McNeil Trucking.
They talking about you. Must be something about you. Smile in your face talking of things that
So tonight,
from the fact.
in Real Talk,
Talking and talking and talking about me. Talking about
let's see if we can do some venting.
not doing,
Getting some things off our chest, yeah?
telling you please.
No.
Don't judge me. God don't put you to watch me. He don't like
But
me. So tell
we are looking to do a little bit of detoxing on an emotional level.
me of me.
With me, I have
People talking Capale.
someone who is no stranger to the night shift to DJ Kevin Steele. I don't know why I'm not seeing her on video right now. Apparently, we don't get blessed with her visual presence. One of these days, she and I are gonna fight. Yeah, you can laugh about it all you want. Remember, you know, you have to come to Florida, to South Florida. No, don't darling me. I don't know. Why am I not seeing you?
Ah, boy. Okay, I won't do that next time, I promise.
We both know a promise is a comfort to a fool.
No, man, not with me.
Here we go. People. Give me grace.
Boy, it's rough,
Give
huh?
me strength. Because this one here, this one, ladies and gentlemen, Mona. So tonight I have with me the ever delightful Ramona Riley. Most of you know her from A Healthy Love edition or two. And she's the brain, the creator behind, the creative mind behind Cosmic Woman. And she is here still in that capacity. We were introduced to her as the Vagina Lady. Well, I know I for sure was. And I introduced you as such also. And I remember the first time being introduced to Ramona in the Global Base office. And I was told, yeah, meet the Vagina Lady. And I not many things shake me, but I was a little bit shook. And my friend that introduced us is the kind of guy that will tell a joke with a straight face. You know, he is that good with a delivery. And so with a straight face, he said, yeah, meet the Vagina Lady. And it wasn't until later on that we got talking. And it was explained to me why she was a Vagina Lady. And those of you who have started following her on social media at Cosmic Woman, you would know why. But in the midst of all of that, tonight, she's here in the capacity in one part of a multi-part series. It should be 2 parts, and it may be more, depending on how deep we get with this and how much we need to talk about it. But tonight, the first part is in right here in Real Talk, because it deals with the emotional side of things. Emotional detox. Now, many of us know about detoxing, and we have an idea of what it is. It generally applies to something food related. It's always internal, and our emotions are internal. So we detox to get some impurities out. So what kind of impure emotions are we trying to get out with emotional detoxing, Ramona?
Well, I mean, there are many things. I mean, when it comes from a emotional standpoint, I mean,
let's take trauma. Um, let's take neglect. Let's look into self-esteem issues. Let's look into, I mean, just the way you were raised. There's so many aspects. But on a daily, everyday going through life, I mean, life's rough. It's not, this adulting is really, it's not, it's not a walk in the park, and if you're not equipped for the hike, if you're not equipped for the journey, the journey just seems that much harder to enjoy. You still go through it, and you put on a brave face and you get what you need to get done, but are you enjoying it? Are you the best version of yourself? Do you feel yourself growing and developing as the years go by? And I think when it comes to detoxing, on any level, that cleansing and releasing and removing and fixing and wanting to become better and that type of thing, is something that comes around every so often. Of course, it's January, so we find that happens more now than any other time of the year, as a collective,
Okay.
because it's the start of the new year.
Is it really though?
But I mean,
It's the start of the
okay.
calendar year. It's the start of the calendar
No,
year.
no, 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 no. I mean, okay. So I say that based off of what society says,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
Right.
Um, but when it comes to detoxing, there's so many ways to detox because the body is so complex. There's mind, there's body, there's soul slash spirit, or maybe some might think there's soul and spirit, however deep you want to go. And so all of these things go through, it's a part of you, you know what I mean? So
Right.
there has to be release, and there has to be cleansing, and there has to be stimulation, and there has to be feeding it. It's one of the reasons why people probably go to church every Sunday, for that feeding of that aspect, or that releasing of that, or whatever the case is. So, from an emotional standpoint, we definitely want to release the feelings that were created based off of what someone else had put on us or towards us, or and the feelings that we might have towards self, right? So we don't think a lot about emotional detoxing, but it's a thing, and it's important as a society for us to kind of get on that. I think life would be easier. I mean, that's what the science says.
Okay. So, but what makes it so toxic to us? So here it is. We're detoxing, right? So you mentioned trauma. You mentioned, well, I guess just the whole idea of growing up is traumatic. You don't have to live in a war-torn area or country to experience life trauma. The whole idea of something that you are very familiar with. You actually dedicate your life to it. Birth, life. The child entering the world is traumatic for the child. It's a traumatic experience coming out of this dark place into this other bright place, coming out of this comfy place into this cold, well, sometimes cold, different environment, and then the whole journey through life, every stage of it, when you look at it, it's traumatic. So
Yeah.
is this the kind of emotional trauma that you're referring to, that we work on, and that we talk about when we start to talk about detox, as we go on this journey to emotional detox?
Well, I mean, it really depends on where you are and what it is that you need, because there are different types of detoxing and treatments that you can do to release those types of things. And it's almost like you would it releases from the body in a almost like in a physical way, because there's almost like a jerking or a shaking or a movement of like, which I guess is a part of the release. So you can go really deep with it if you really, really want to. But if we're talking about the average everyday person, that is lifing this thing out, um, going through the different traumas and that type of situation, just as life things happen. Let's look at things like rape. Let's look at things like robbery. Let's look at things like, these types of events, right? um let's look at things like physical abuse. Let's look at, these types of things happen to people on a daily basis, right? And even if you get out of these situations, do you ever really heal? Right? And so emotionally detoxing and releasing the pain, physical pain, emotional pain that the person, if it's, let's say, for example, abuse, if the person would have created, the release in terms of forgiving yourself for staying there in a abusive relationship, knowing that's not good for you, and releasing that, right? It's a part of like, now knowing that you are worth something, which is a whole nother aspect. So when we talk about emotional healing and the trauma, you can find something in someone's life, in almost everyone's life, that there is a trauma. There is something that has affected them. Now, don't get me wrong, based off of how they handle it, that's a completely different situation, right? And that depends on the person.
Okay.
But when it comes to the trauma of what it has done to the subconscious, or to the emotional aspect of the person internally, it has been done. It's there. And so releasing that is extremely important. You find a lot of times that people who are overweight, and you start to heal these types of things, it's easier for them to lose weight. They can keep the weight off, because a lot of these things are emotional things. I have a daughter right now, and I deal with her emotional eating. I am a wellness activist. I am a herbologist. I'm a nutritionist. I am a everything, and I have to work with her when it comes to her emotional eating, because since her father and I have had separated, and the way that it happened, which was again traumatic, she used food to feel good. So now I have to watch her, and have to watch her weight, and I have to watch that, because I see that, and I have to watch what's going on. And I'm finding forks in places where forks shouldn't be, because of this emotional eating. So you
So
hide,
now she's
you
hiding
hide and
and
eat.
eating.
You hide and eat, right? Because you're not hungry. You're not supposed to be hungry. You don't want to be judged, but this feels so good, right? And so we use these different things to be able to cope with the trauma of the things we've gone through. And so it is releasing it to then heal it, because releasing isn't healing. Releasing is allowing to heal. The detoxing is allowing the healing to happen.
Right, right.
Right, just like the internal detox, you take the tonic, or you drink the tea, the herbs, or whatever the case is, right? And you internally take that detox, and then your body responds, right? So we wanna do that release emotionally.
Yeah.
And I guess what is that, right?
Yeah, how exactly does that look?
So I guess it really just depends. What I would say, just maybe to to start off is, I mean, let's look at nutrition, okay? And I know we're gonna go into this in another segment, so we're not gonna stay too much on this, but let's just look at nutrition, right? Nutrition it's a huge part of us, right? It is what can make us feel good, or it is what it can make us feel horrible, right? And so we want to make sure that we are feeding ourselves certain things, giving ourselves certain things. Our bodies are not deficient of certain things, right? So it's
Okay.
harder for us to feel bad or for a longer period of time, right? Because the the iron level would be low, and the vitamin B level is low, and the vitamin D level is low, and so a lot of these nutritions are deficient in the body, right? So that in itself does not help traumas that you would go through, right? In itself,
Okay.
right? The magnesium, all of that. But apart from that, and apart from making sure that our bodies have what it needs, depending on your weight, your height, your age, all of these things, okay, because those things matter. One of the best places to start is like gratitude practices. And when you are going through trauma, or when you feel sad, and you can sit in self. And gratitude practices can be many different things. It just really depends on what works for you. So for me, my gratitude practices is to do a gratitude meditation in the morning when I wake up after my prayers. And I will do some gratitude affirmations throughout the morning, and I will write in my journal some gratitude stuff. That is what I do for gratitude personally, right? But whatever it is that you can find that can be a part of your routine would be great, because if you feel sad, or you feel bad, or you feel hurt, or you feel violated, or you feel whatever that negative entity is, and you can still see good and feel good, or think positive, there when it comes to the vibrations and frequency of things, it really benefits the body, right? Especially when we're talking about like the heart chakra. I don't know how many people know about the chakras, but these energy wheels that run throughout the body, they're connected to different systems in the body. They have
Right.
different colors, and they work off of frequency, sound, color, uh, different herbs, all kinds of things like that. Um, and so using that really, really helps as well. So doing some heart guided meditations could also be a thing, other than the gratitude affirmations. Uh, just working on the heart, the heart, the heart, the heart. The heart is huge. So, and I mean, you can go on YouTube. It's free. You can type in, you know, guided meditations for, releasing whatever trauma, or you can put in just releasing negative energy, or, whatever it is. That's one of the great things about living in this time right now. We have that so much, the access is so much easier
Right.
to things like that.
Yes.
So doing some, and as again, it's free. So doing something like that, where you can just put that on, and you can just be still, and you can listen to something. Because for everybody, when you say meditation, it's almost like, all right, what do I do? Let me just sit here. Okay, I sit here. Do I think about nothing? Okay, I'm trying to think about nothing, but now I'm thinking about something. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of retarded for a lot of people. They don't really get it.
Yeah,
So
you're
yes, they
thinking about
respect a
thinking
person
about
that can
nothing.
do that, but it's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, thinking about nothing.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So putting on a guided meditation is great because now you don't have to really think about anything. Really, all you have to do is listen. All you
Right.
have to do is listen. It guides you. Imagine that you're on a field, at a field. Walk towards the tree. Da 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 da. It's like it guides you, and it's much easier to do. You do it for 10 minutes. The 10 minutes goes away so quickly, right? So
Right.
so guided meditations across the board. May it be for gratitude, may it be for your heart chakra, may it be for literally frequencies to release trauma, whatever it is, those things would be really, really great, right? Of course, apart from that, we can look into things like breath work, which is a part of, I guess, meditation and that type of thing. But they can be separated. So you can focus on breath work and it not necessarily be a meditation in any shape, way, form, or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So breath work would be a way as well, that you could do some releasing and do some heart releasing and that type of thing, and chanting, and that type of holistic type of stuff. And then again, there's also therapy, so it's not for everybody. You have some really great therapists out there, that allows you to be able to express yourself and say the things that you can feel like you're in a safe space to say and not feel judged. For some people, that really works.
Because they're getting whatever off their chest.
Exactly, and maybe this therapist, hopefully the therapist is allowing them to see things in a different light also, or in a larger scope, and not just look at self and how it would have affected self, or that maybe he or she needs to be gentle with self because they've been through this, and just be that that guide, or that reminder, or that balance, that mediator, of set judging self and that type of thing. So therapist work, it can definitely work for sure.
Mm-hmm. I want to say greetings to a couple of people chiming in on YouTube Live. G Angel, and welcome my beautiful cousin Sharon down there, both in Jamaica. Welcome to you guys. Ramona, where are you today? In Jamaica or South Florida? I don't even know where you are today.
I'm in Jamaica today.
Okay. Well, I need some of your warmth. Among the three of you that I just mentioned, South Florida needs some of your warmth. And South Florida right now is literally the warmest part of the United States.
Yeah, this I've realized. I realized that today.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let me just tell you this. It is actually snowing in Portland,
Which Portland?
Jamaica, Portland.
What do you mean it's snowing in Portland?
It's like in the hills of Portland, it's snowing. Like it's like all over TikTok. I saw it today.
They're having flurries in Portland. So what they're having in Mandeville?
So well, no, Mandeville isn't snowing. I haven't heard anything about that. Um, but
No, that's
the hills
traumatic.
of Portland. But you know that like up in Blue Mountain and thing like that, it will
Yeah,
snow
the
up there depending
range.
on the time of the year and that kind of thing and
Yeah, the
whatever. But I
range.
mean,
They might have flurries. Uh, but, well, it's
yeah,
snowing in northern Florida right now. We know that for sure. Like real snow, big snow.
right.
But I didn't hear that. That in itself could be a bit traumatic. Exciting, but traumatic. Because now you're talking about, yeah, the event is happening. But then what also happens as a result of the event? We're looking at crop damage. We're looking at black ice. So dangerous roads and walkways. We're looking at
Yeah.
fauna and flora possibly dying. So there are all of these other things that come into play outside of the phenomenon of the event. And so I guess when we look at emotional garbage, because if we're getting rid of it, then it has to be garbage, right?
I would say so.
Okay, so let's call it that. If we're to get rid of this, it might have been where, as we accumulated it, it was a good thing, but that good thing has left. So, are there ways to recognize that we have this garbage? I was doing some research, Ramona, and I came across some signs to look for when it comes around to being time to get a detox, an emotional detox. We're looking at being easily distracted. Now, some of these, as we go down the list, I might stop and we can kind of unpack it a little bit. You don't know this list. I came across this list and I kept it to myself. I'm selfish like that today. And so being easily distracted. This is something that has gotten to the point where medication is issued for this to children. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking about young minds that need to be constantly fed because they're sponges and they need to be stimulated constantly. So I guess this is a little bit different when looking at a child than looking at an adult. So a child being easily distracted, we kind of expect that. And adults being easily distracted, now there's something else going on. And I'm thinking this is the premise behind why you have something like being easily distracted being on this list. And you feel free to jump in at any point, Ramona. Worrying about or fearful of the future is another physical sign. Some signs to look for. Yeah? And you can let me know if any of these resonate with you. Losing or gaining weight. This is what you just mentioned with your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And this goes hand in hand with binge eating or eating too little. Financial insecurity.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Now, financial insecurity as a sign that you need to have an emotional detox, though?
It depends. It depends if the financial insecurity is about emotion. I mean, was it a thing from childhood where you didn't have a lot and so you felt bad, and so when you think about money and not having a lot, you go back to that feeling? Is it the fact that you grew up having a lot of money, and so money was just always there, and so there was so you have it from that point of view in how you look at money and respect money and view money, and then how that manifests now into your life today. I mean, I guess it depends on how you want to look at it, how deep you want to go with it. But from an just basic surface level emotional aspect, I guess financially is not necessarily it. It's in there, but it's not it.
I kind of like your take on it, though. Again, looking beyond what is presented. G Angel says, I used to worry a lot about the future. I can tell you there are a whole bunch of people in the United States right now that are worried about the future. And there are a whole lot to each of those, every one of those in the US worrying about the future. There are 3 connected to them, not in the US, that are worried about their future. So it's one of those things that compounds. But those of you that want to chime in on this, feel free. 773-789-STEW gets you in touch. It's a phone line. It's available. You can call, you can text, you can WhatsApp, you can Telegram from anywhere in the world. So you don't have a reason to say, boy, I'd like to, but. No. There are no buts here. Just go ahead and jump in. And those of you that are on YouTube Live and choose to comment there, that's fine. There isn't a stew pot that is open and ready for input on kevinstew.com right now. Yeah, so there's no chat room on kevinstew.com right now because we're revamping that. I'm working on building one from scratch. So, but I digress. Back to the list. Some signs that you need to detox. G. Angela, I'm curious about how you dealt with worrying about the future. You said you used to worry about that a lot. I'm curious about how you're dealing with that, or how you dealt with it so that you're not worrying about it anymore. Relationship problems is another sign of.
We know that's a big one.
Is that the sign that you need an emotional detox?
So when we leave relationships, we're in a relationship for 1 year, 4 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. You leave a relationship.
Yeah.
Releasing, detoxing, taking time, learning your lessons, maybe the things you wouldn't do again, the things you should have done that you never did, blah, 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 blah. These are the things that we should do. That would be somewhat of an emotional detox because you're detoxing, you're taking time, you're releasing, you're learning, you're accepting whatever it is before your heart takes on something else. Right? When we get into this emotional aspect with a partner, there are so many dynamics to it. I mean, there's sexual, there's time, there's family involved, there's differently from kids could be involved, differently from your mentality, your where you could be from. Like there's so many different aspects that you can get stressed, traumatized, affected. And then even if you love the person over, like beyond belief, and then the person leaves you, or you end up leaving the person because you have to, even though you don't want to. I mean, even the person that breaks up with someone, they also, I mean, are a lot of times are grieving the relationship as well. Even though they pulled the plug, they just knew they had to pull the plug, but that didn't mean that they're not hurting that they had to pull the plug.
Right.
So emotional, I think, is one of the big ones.
So the relationship problems, it's a sign that you're having the problems. Could be a sign that you need to have an emotional detox, and after several breakups or a breakup could also indicate needing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I can see that.
Lying to yourself or others, a sign that you need an emotional detox.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. I mean, I wouldn't have thought about it like that, to be honest. But I guess if you dig deep, but I guess lying comes in so many different fashions in terms of you have
because
you have people that lie to stay alive, you have people that lie to
Yeah.
just for kicks.
Kicks
You
and
have people
giggles.
that like. I mean, it's weird. That's a funny one.
Right. Avoiding certain people or places. I guess that kind of leans towards the trauma
Mm,
of an experience.
right.
So
So
yeah,
so they don't get triggered.
yeah, I can understand that, and the need for this emotional detox as a result of it. Spending too much time alone.
Yeah. But again, that's a part of like the depression. Depression comes into the mix.
Right.
Because a lot of times we're depressed, you don't know it.
Mm.
You don't like what I would say for me. I realized like late last year is that I was in a state. I was in a survival mode for like maybe like the past like 3 years, like survival mode. And I had no idea. I was getting up, I was doing what I needed to do, blah, blah, blah. Everything was good, fine, whatever. And it's not until I have come out of the survival mode that I even realized that that was actually survival mode. I was like survival mechanisms, and so I think it can be the same thing when it comes to depression
Hmm.
and that emotional that need for that emotional detox, because again we wait until things get bad and then here we are talking about emotional detoxing. But if we were to do that every day, even when it wasn't like something that traumatic and crazy happened, it was just, yo, it was just somebody flicked you off in while you were driving and you were pissed and you cussed them off, and you just have to just release that and just be like, yo, who knows, man? That person probably just got some bad news today too, and they were pissed and miserable too.
Right.
So everybody miserable, and just release it, right? Instead of like that's pent up, like boiled up in you until the next day when you go in the road, where you go through that mindset, and then the next day you go on the road and the traffic sucks and somebody, you just not bother stress it. You probably all chuckle to yourself and say, "Yo, man, I get it," and you keep it moving. So just releasing even very small things, much less now these big things that we know we need to release, because if we don't, they're going to cause dis-ease, and disease, and that's what we want to get away from.
And so that's the other thing too, because these little things will add up and keep adding up, and that's how you end up with bigger things.
Correct.
G Angel says, with relation to worrying about the future, her or well, yeah, the way that she moved apart away from that was getting closer to God, getting myself occupied with things that I enjoy, exercise, and just live, and
Love that.
try not to stress too much. I do find comfort in reading my Bible regularly. So this goes hand in hand with what you were just talking about, Ramona. Moving toward living and away from surviving. Now, from what I know of you, I wouldn't have seen you as surviving, looking on. It's a really good show that you had put on all this time, because you said well, you were the one that said it last year. You realized that you were just surviving because of the past 3 years. And now you're living. You're looking back at it, and I'm like, boy, this woman has it together. She is on it. She got her practice going. She knows what she's doing. She's presenting to people all over the world. She's providing this service to make entry into this world from the world of the fetus at safe and comfortable one for both mother and baby. She got it. She got it. She got it.
Right. In terms of all of that. But again, remember, we're talking about from an emotional standpoint, right? And
Yeah.
so And so for me, I never really thought about healing and this and that and those types of things. And I mean, I guess growing up, I don't know how many people really think about that, right? And the different things that I would have gone through and that kind of thing as a kid and all of those things. And I've never really taken on any of that. I've always been like, this is life. Let's just take it by the wheels and enjoy it, and really just living my best life. That's like my mentality. Um, can't control other things, can't control others, can only control myself. Don't take things too hard, take them for granted. Just really, I used to just really just live, right? And
Well, survive,
when
as you had put it earlier. You were surviving.
but then the new traumas started to happen, and I was now at an older age, so now it's different, and so now it affected me different, and so things changed and things shifted a little bit. And these are things that I realized again after, like I did therapy, and I would have realized that this is actually a cycle that I do, but I didn't realize it in terms of, the closer people or the closest people to me would usually be the ones that abuse me the most, type of situation, maybe physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever the case is. And so understanding these different things, going to therapy, all of that, after a while, the healing would have happened, right? And so I guess by, I would say September of last year, it was almost like, oh, you know, we're like I jumped out of like a quantum jumped or something. It was kind of weird. But again, it was because I had gone through a lot of trauma and stress, and I hadn't really been dealing with it. And so once I started dealing with it and actually working through it in all of these different ways, exercise is huge. Like if I don't exercise, my day is not as good. You know what I mean? Like I get up in the morning, I go do my 5K almost every morning before I drop my kids to school. Like it's just a thing. I know that I need that. Right? I
I'm
know
not
that
doing
on a
that.
Friday I need to go out and I want to dance. I need that. I know that I need to wake up and do my guided meditations or my gratitude stuff and write in my journal. Like there are things that I know now, and because I do them, I guess the healing has began. And in that, I can look back and be like, yeah, man, you were vibrating on a 3D level, even though your subconscious was at a 5D level. You know what I mean? So it was a little, it was, I didn't realize at the time, but I can look now and say, and I can say that. And I guess that's, that's healing and that's growth and that's, so it's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing.
Okay. Um, I'll just mention these, and we can go back to a couple of them. So spending too much time alone was one that we just touched on. Ignoring your gut feelings, feeling overwhelmed, considering or having an affair, drinking or doing drugs to escape the pressures of life, focusing or stuck on the past more than the present, trouble speaking up for yourself, self doubt or second guessing your choices, feeling stuck or out of balance, easily swayed by the opinions of others, comparing yourself to others, or not feeling good enough, feeling like you work hard but nothing changes. And some more physical symptoms being trouble sleeping, chronic tension, headaches, allergies, illness or pain, depression, and anxiety. The physical symptoms, the ones that you can see and get diagnosed easily, these are some of them that you were just mentioning, Ramona. the tension, the illness, the pain, the depression, the anxiety. As someone who has gone through the trauma of wanting to have children, being told that you couldn't, and pushing through and finding ways and making changes and ending up being even diagnosed with a condition that says that you cannot, but then again turn around and have 2 more, 3 more.
It was one more. I had 2 already. It was
Okay,
one more.
it was 1 more. All right. You know, there's a lot of unpacking to do there.
Yeah. There is.
So
There is.
you speak on this emotional detoxing from a place within, to say, and you've alluded to it since we've gotten started. You know, things where you have placed yourself in the midst of this discussion. The getting the therapy, the recognizing certain things, the reflection, the journaling, the doing things that make you feel good, healthy things, not the things that would end up putting you in a place where you need some treatment for it. And so now I guess you are more aware of when someone else is going through it, as in the case of your daughter.
Yeah, I guess so. And I think also, I guess because of what I do on a daily basis, where, I'm helping women get pregnant, and I'm helping women with their fibroids, and I'm helping women, you know, not feel like their body is failing them, and it's just very emotional. And so I have to, I have to tackle the emotions of a human being on a regular basis, based off of the things that they can or can't control, or could or couldn't control. You know, I had someone call me the other day, and she was crying because she's pregnant and she can't have the baby, and she can't have the baby, and she's bald, and I mean, like, she is want to jump off of a cliff. And that same crying that I hear her, and, like, like her life is over, is the same type of crying I've heard from a woman who has been trying to get pregnant with her husband for 10 years, and then he knocked up a woman outside, and him have a baby with she, but he still is at home and lives with her, and they're still married. You know what I mean? Same. It's still emotional.
Okay.
It still digs deep. So it's something that I deal with regularly as well. So it's helping and guiding to navigate through it. And everyone's different, so there's no right way to do anything, but they're just certain common things that really help. So when that woman would have said, she exercises, and she does things, that makes her happy, and even like doing something you've never done before. Like, I started doing that a year and a half ago, where I'll go somewhere, I'll go somewhere alone, and I'll go do it alone. Or I'll go and I'll try something I've never done before, and I'll go do that. I'll make sure I do that once a month, where I do something I've never done before, or go somewhere I've never gone before. And these things just are a positive thing that you have control over, because some of the negative crap you don't have control over.
Okay.
So we want to throw some positive things in there, like, give yourself a break,
So-
you deserve it.
So let me be the fly in the ointment, the advocate for the man down under. In the list, considering or having an affair, was a part of the list of things that you should look at when it comes
I
to the
can
time
see that.
to needing an emotional detox.
I can so see that.
You mentioned doing something you've never done before. There's something that someone has never done before and decided, okay, I'm going to do this.
Well, I mean, we meant it from a point of view where this is for you and it's not traumatizing or violating to anyone else. That is kind of the way we want to look at it.
Okay.
But remember, we spoke about relationships earlier, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I mean, that whole cheating thing or the desire to want or putting yourself in a position to maybe it could happen. I mean, that falls right back into the whole relationship part that we were talking about earlier.
Well,
You know,
one picking up skydiving or deep sea diving is could be traumatic to the people that are around you too.
yeah, but you could do something. It doesn't have to be something so extreme. I mean, it could be something like um you get up every Sunday and you go to the beach and you lay out and you chill. It never be nothing extreme. It could be the fact that you drive to swap shop and go and watch a movie in your car. It could
I
be,
closed down that part
I
of Swap
mean,
Shop.
it could, I'm just saying, something you've never done before. I don't know. It could be anything. You know what I mean? Or something you've always wanted to do that you never got a chance to do,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And everyone's different. I mean, for me, I use a lot of that for food because I'm a foodie. Like,
Okay.
yes, I'm a wellness person, but I love food, right? I'm just picky about kind of the meats that I eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I do love food, and so I do that. So I'll just be like, I'll try a new restaurant, or like, I mean, whatever works for you.
Trouble speaking up for yourself. There are people who naturally are introverted. There, these people also tend to second guess themselves quite a bit. And so speaking up for themselves tend to be a bit challenging. I can see in this the need for an emotional detox. So basically it is the deep dive to clearing out some of the garbage that keeps you from saying, but no, this is not what I like. Or I do like this. Or please do not do that anymore. Because
Correct.
the many of us who seemingly have it together can't do something as simple as saying, I really don't like that. Please don't do it. Because of the fear that whomever it is that you say that to, one, there will be backlash, and two, the relationship that you had will not exist anymore as a result of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so you sit there and deal with not liking an experience that you can avoid having because you don't want to, I don't know, upset the person that you're having the experience with. And so it ends up where you bury yourself in this emotion. So I can definitely see where this is something that if it is happening, that you really need to look into self in order to get some of this out. If you're just tuning in, I have with me the ever lovely Ramona Riley. And you can tell by the picture that I have up that she is so lovely. And as I throw some shade on the situation where you're
Yeah,
not seeing her live.
I felt it. I felt it. Boy.
So, the next part, she's going to feel so, I was going to say guilty about this last time. But
No.
no, not that. She'll feel so motivated.
Yes, to do better next time.
Yes.
You said something earlier about, doing, the emotional detoxing and getting rid of some of the stuff. And that's exactly what a detox is, maybe emotionally, mentally, physically, right? Because even if I'm healing high blood pressure, fibroids, infertility, autism, whatever the heck it is, right? Detoxing is what makes everything speed up faster. It does half the work.
Right.
It does half the work. It removes what needs to come out, right? It cleans what's there. You know, it then allows oxygen to come to the cells. Because
From
we're now what we've cleansed, right? So now oxygen can actually absorb. I mean, this is a whole nother, this is another weak thing, but it's the same way where from an emotional standpoint or from an internal standpoint, detoxing ourselves is the beginning of the healing process. It's the beginning of the reset. That is what detoxing is. And it's then the reset and then the new or updated version of self that then manifests from this reset. And that's what we want.
I came across this on kripalu.org, and Kripalu is a center for yoga and health. Like overprocessed and undigested food that deplete energy, like Tic Tac mints. Who would have thunk it? Our emotions are so overprocessed by thinking they become unnatural. We know when this happens, when our feelings are weird, foreign, or unappealing. Just as consuming sugar substitutes can trick our body into being hungrier, living in emotional reactivity tricks our body. We get a temporary or illusory feeling of being okay, but it doesn't last. This is because reactive emotions don't nourish us. So
Yeah.
when we need to go on this emotional detox, it is these reactive emotions that we need to get rid of. It is the chipping away the layers that we have put on over time to get to true self. That's kind of when I unpack
Yes.
this is what I get from it. So our emotional detox is basically saying we are disguising who we are under all these layers of emotions.
And I guess for some it's disguising, and for some it's not. Some people wear their emotions on their sleeve, on their shoulder, while others don't. May they be good, bad, or in between. So I think it really depends on the person in terms of, you know, if it's expressed, how it's expressed. But the fact that they're having the feeling, that's definitely happening.
When you moved
And it's
away,
the negative feeling that we want to remove.
okay. When you moved away from surviving and started entering into living, what were the changes that others saw?
Um,
Did they see any?
so I think the closer people to me, the closer people to me would say yes. But I mean, that is few and far between. But that's because they know me, and they probably, they know my routine, and you know, they probably see that how I'm handling that situation differently than I probably would have handled it a year ago. You
Right.
know, but again, these would be people who know me. So yeah, but I think a lot of the change is just internal. It's like, it's almost like a lot of it it's self. It's like, it was for self, it is for self, it's self that changed, it's self, it's my relationship with self, it's how I feed self now. It's, that's what has changed. Not necessarily, you know, who I am or how I view life or anything like that, or those types of things. It's just how I, it's like how I love self. How I love self, how I nurture self, how I respect self, how I set boundaries for self. Um, those are the things. And I guess those things have come from the healing from the traumas and the violations, you know. So I think that's how that's how the healing has manifested in a positive way, you know.
As you work with others, we went through a list of some things. Well, actually, do you work a lot with people with dealing with this emotional detoxing?
I do, but they're usually clients. So usually it's not that somebody has just come to me for that. Usually they're a client already that's healing something,
Right.
and so we do an emotional detox. Like
Gotcha.
we focus on that from a physical standpoint, and from a like practices standpoint.
And so you do they recognize that they're in need of this emotional detox, or is it something that, as you have worked with them to take care of other things, you have said, okay, as a part of your regimen, as a part of your treatment, there is this aspect, this emotional aspect, because we
So
treat the
go
whole
ahead.
person.
Sorry.
Because we're treating the whole person, which includes the emotional, spiritual link.
So yes, so it really depends. So there's some clients that their emotions are very affected by their situation. Very affected, okay? And may that be that they know it or not, right? But to me, it is extremely obvious, right? Based off of what we're talking about, I've looked at their form. I have an understanding about what's going on with them. I've asked them more questions to get a deeper understanding, right? So for those, healing them from an emotional standpoint is something that I'm going to be speaking about with them before we hang up the phone. And then, of course, that's also going to be on their treatment plan that is sent to them, right?
Got
Because
you.
that this is actually a part of your treatment, where there are others that as we go through it, we tackle that. So every client gets different examples of ways that they can heal themselves with, may it be frequency, may it be sound, may it be color, may it be meditation, may it be all these different things. Right. This is something that I give all of my clients. Right. So I introduce them to this. There's some that they're gonna like, there's some that they're going to be drawn to, not drawn to, but here it is. At the end of maybe like 3 months, I give them another set that's completely different, but it still tackles what they need. They tap into whatever, and I allow them to like do their thing, right? Because it's their journey, so they need to figure out what they like, what they don't. But this is just creating and opening up the library of different ways to heal self. So it's something that I do, right? Usually, but if we're talking about me personally going through emotional release work and stuff, it is usually it would usually be with a client that I've worked with. We've been working together, or her emotions are actually half of her problem or his problem, and so this is something that we have to tackle because it's actually creating disease.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's a question here on YouTube Live. Cynthia, greetings, welcome. I saw you pop in. Ramona, is it that one has to get to know and understand self before starting the journey to living versus surviving?
Yes. Self first.
So it's not
Self
noting who
first.
you are after you've gone on the journey. It is recognizing that, hey, I'm in here. I'm under all of this. Let me get
and
to
then
me.
and then we change, things change, we change. Life happens, life is happening, and so now you're a little different, and then based off of the traumas and the violations and the hurts and these things that happen, it makes it worse. You change. You're probably not as happy-go-lucky. You're probably not so easy to love somebody. You probably don't really like physical attention and touching and caressing. You probably, or maybe you need it more than you've ever needed it before for whatever reason, and so we change, and it's okay. And I think that's one of the things that we need to remind ourselves about too when it comes to life. I mean, there are chapters of life. It's like a whole big rotted book, of this life that you have,
Right.
so understand that things are going to change. But when it comes to healing, when it comes to getting out of survival mode, when it comes to releasing and detoxing and whatever, in terms of emotionally, yeah, self is number one. You can't fix you can't fix something if you don't think there's something there that needs to be fixed. Right? You go to the place and go to the AA and they say, I am an alcoholic. You can't, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily great for you to sit down every minute and be like, I'm an alcoholic, I'm an alcoholic. I think that's like not good to be. I am is kind of a strong phrase to be saying I'm an alcoholic when you're trying to not be an alcoholic.
Right.
But the acceptance of the fact that, you know what, I am actually addicted to this. I actually cannot control this. I have a problem, and not only can I not control it, but it actually is effing up my life. Right?
Right.
And then you can do something about it. But if you don't come to that realization, then you're gonna do nothing about it. And same thing. Just so the thing set.
Okay. As we wrap up this segment of Real Talk and before getting into musical therapy, there are some people that are listening in or possibly watching that don't know who Ramona Riley is. And for most, this is something that is done at the beginning. I will toss it in anywhere, and I choose to toss it in here because we move from this place where we talk about a little bit about emotional detoxing, and we move to another type of detoxing in just a couple of weeks. We're gonna bring you back and we talk the other types of detoxing on healthy love. And so I want people to those that don't know who you are to get a little broader sense outside of the mother and the person who has discovered for themselves the key to living a way apart from outside of surviving. Who is Ramona Riley?
Okay, so
And what do
Ramona
you do?
Riley.
And what do you do?
So Ramona Riley is an educator. I have been an educator since I have been 21. I started doing that
So
with
just
the
about 3
kiddies.
years now. Okay.
Yeah, right. But thank you. Thank you. That made my night. And I have now moved from educating the kiddies to educating men and women about health, uh, especially reproductive health and wellness. I am a reproductive specialist. I deal with the reproductive system on a daily basis, and that is everything reproductive. So we're talking sex, we're talking fertility, we're talking everything reproductive, um, male and female. I also deal with birthing and I assist with births and I teach birth classes to help women give birth and not have to feel pain. It is something called hypnobirthing. It's very, very cool. And I am an advocate for every woman to have a 1 day period. It is a mission that I am on. So that is a huge part of who I am as well. And I'm a dancer and I love music and I love life and yeah, I love the gladness. That's me. In a nutshell. I guess.
And you are the creator of Cosmic Woman.
Of Cosmic Woman, correct. I am the owner, CEO of Cosmic Woman, and I am the Vagina Lady. Um, yeah,
And
I think that's it.
so any of you that see this logo anywhere, that's Cosmic Woman, and it's centered around the heart, as you can see. The image is created using hearts, and healing the world one womb at a time is quite the slogan, Ramona.
Yes, if we get the woman right, everything is right, you know.
True, very true.
The woman, if we get the woman's mindset right, if we get their health right, if we get the way they love themselves right, if we get the way they love other women right, this will be a completely different world. It would be beautiful. I can't wait.
So if the women get it right, the men will fall into place.
Well, I think the men will fall into place. I mean, yes, I think also the women are doing a lot of the raising, so it kind of will end up happening anyway. Um, I I think, I mean, the women create life, you know. Maybe that you've had children or not, but the fact is that you have the capability to do so. And so there's some powerful things behind it. You know, there's some powerful things behind women. even the way they bleed, their nurturing skills. There are just so many powerful things, that if we could just connect to those powerful things and push those powerful things and feed and stimulate those powerful things instead of necessarily feeding the negative things that women are actually quite good at as well. I think that the world would definitely be a happier, more peaceful, harmonious, loving environment. I believe that with all my heart. I believe that.
And the troublesome side of me leans toward the age-old debate: man to lead, woman to follow, and to raise the controversing question. So how can woman create without man? But you know what? I know it's real talk,
Yes,
but
we need you. It's a team effort, my darling. Yes, it is definitely a team effort for sure.
yeah, I'll hear the terms of endearment coming out and the soothing, of the stroking and the soothing. You hear this? You hear this? I
If
don't know
you're
if anybody
beside
can-
me, I would just rub your kneecap.
This one right here. Let me tell you. But watch this now. Shameless plug. Since we're talking about women, also shameless plug. Empowered. Go ahead and get your copy of the audiobook Empowered: Essential Concepts and Strategies Every Woman Should Know About Self-Defense. It is authored by Jonathan Field and narrated by yours truly, Kevin Stew. Available on Audible. You can go to kevinstew.com and click on the book cover. You'll see the image of the book right there, Empowered. Just click on it. It takes you to exactly where you need to be to get your copy if you can't find it on Audible. And also, yes, I thought it was very cool when I narrated it. I learned a lot. And I say it's good for both men and women. Don't let the title fool you. I learned a lot as I narrated it, and listening to it, there are some simple, very simple things that we know, but we kind of move away from because we look for the elaborate. We watch movies and we listen to podcasts and we do all these things. Just keep it simple. This man is a martial arts instructor out of Canada. And he authored this book, and I was privileged enough to not only narrate it, but to also have him as a guest on a night shift. So if you look through the archives, you can find him. Jonathan Field is his name, and we talk about Empowered. And if you also, when you visit kevinstew.com, you will see Cosmic Woman, you'll see a link that takes you to them. You'll see some information about Cosmic Woman. You click on that, anywhere on that, it takes you to Cosmic Woman website. And I really enjoy that website. It's really nice, Ramona, by the way.
Thank you. I still have one and two little tweakings to do, but
well, one thing with websites, it's never done.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
Yeah, they're never done. So we continuously build on them as we do self.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because things change.
Correct. It's the only thing that's constant.
And we should allow space and time for change and growth and development and betterness of self.
Correct. And
I like it.
I live for it. And so that's one of the things that has helped me on my personal journey. The recognition that change is inevitable. And I would hear people talk about their relationships dying because this is not the person I got involved with. Well, do you really expect the person that you got involved with to stay just the way that you met them? Don't you
Some people
expect
do.
change? The reason why that relationship died is because you couldn't find a way to navigate understanding that change or learning about
Yeah.
it. And so,
And one changing and one not changing, one
correct.
growing faster than the other one. That's why so relationships are hard. 20 years of with somebody with the same person. It's not easy.
That's
You know,
work.
S- the growth pace is completely different.
But don't get it twisted. More than a year with someone is hard work. Every year that you spend with someone is work. And it doesn't really matter the type of relationship. It could be your eros, your agape, your philos, your work. It doesn't really matter. Because at the center, at the core of it, is an individual that experience all these different things. Every day you learn something new and you apply some of, if not all of what you learn to self. You adopt and adapt. And those that are around you, if they don't find a way to change with you, to work with that change that you have taken onto yourself, then there's no way that we can continue to grow together, because this is how people end up growing apart. We end up starting to like different things. Oh, you didn't like that? Going back to the eros relationship, you didn't like that when we met, when we started dating. You didn't like that. Okay, but I like it now. So where do we go from here?
Hmm.
And so these two are some of the conversations that we don't have in our relationships at all levels, and lead to the emotional garbage that we carry around with us, leading to the need to detox, to have our emotional detox. Like how I brought that back around.
I like it. I like it.
But in all seriousness, these are the little things that oftentimes we ignore and sidestep because we don't want to deal with them, because they're such big little things. And if there's nothing that you take away from any of our interactions, this is me speaking to you collectively. If there's nothing else that you take away, take this. Tomorrow, you're a different person from who you were today. So, in everything and all you do, strive to have acceptance through enlightenment. It's my motto, it's the words by which I live. Have acceptance through enlightenment. And I coined that from a word that we use so much, but many of us can't define. And if you take the first letters of each of those words, you get what that word is. It's hate. And so to have a different perspective of hate and how to move away from what we conceive it to be, we learn to have acceptance through enlightenment. See how different life would be once you start on that journey to that recognition. Once you start unpacking some of that which you have been carrying all along, recognizing that this exists because something changed. Maybe it was you. Ramona, I want to thank you for this topic and this multi-part series. I won't limit it to 2 because anything can happen. And for agreeing to addressing emotional detoxing tonight as we start on this detox journey. I didn't set out to start on this detox journey, but we're off on it. It's on.
It's happening.
Right. And so...
No, you're more than welcome. Thanks for having me, my darling. It's always a pleasure.
It's always. And there's always a place for you right here, whether you're on camera or not.
Oh, look at that. Oh, okay. I have to come on camera next time now. It's sealed. It's confirmed. Sir Kevin, it is confirmed.
Right. So, people, I want to, for those of you that are sticking around, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining. People are saying thanks to you, Ramona, from the YouTube chat.
You're more than welcome.
Please.
Thanks for tuning in.
Reach out to Ramona. Ask her a question or two. You can find her on social media, Cosmic Woman, and that's WOMBMAN.
Correct. And you can call me 876 on WhatsApp, I guess. 876-406-2764.
And that is also on your social media platforms, the phone number to reach you.
Correct.
So everywhere, it's Cosmic Woman.
Yeah.
And you can't miss it. There's only one true Cosmic Woman, one real Vagina Lady, and she's right here.
Uno mente.
There we go. So Mona, thank you. Much love to the family.
Honey.
And we'll talk.
You too. Yeah, man. Have a great night. Thank you all, listeners.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ramona Riley, the one and only. And there is none other like her. You will not have another experience like one with her. Trust and believe that. Got some new music for you. I introduced this one on Saturday in the Saturday Stew. Her name is Peyton Sullivan. It's called Die From a Broken Heart.
Mama, how do you get a red, white stain out of your favorite dress? Black mascara off a pillowcase. You're one too many headaches. Mama, can I come, maybe stay a few days this week and the next? And hey, how do you get a red, white stain out of your favorite dress? Can you die?
them living, you know right. You praise your God and you step out for the day. You fight the danger of the crowded subway. You slip, you sliding on the ice.
This is a legendary Ernest Smith.
No mind, no mind.
Working out to the Ron Moshet.
You right and tell them that you're doing.
And one of Ernest's sons,
Check it out, you really
OJ.
could I see? You are a lion and you're born to be free, and you got to come back home.
It's called You're a Lion.
You are a lion and you're born to be free. You miss the sun, you miss the stand and the sea. You're never gonna survive in no city. You got to come back. You miss the thingy at the top of the hill. You won't be dream about the cottage in the grill. You are a lion and you're born to be free. You got to come back. Yes, the art of a lion make you miss down a yard, but life in a foreign just feel like fraud. You work so hard 2 week holiday, you just find a jury and you really could have stayed. Next not goes for another couple days. She looks so nice, but if you not go work, you not get no pay. Make the Sam and the Reaper man not play. You call the boss, say a publicity. Him cool as ice. You are a lion and you're born to be free. You miss the sun, you miss the sand and the sea. You're never gonna survive in no city. You got to come back. Ready now. You miss the thingy at the top of the hill. You only dream about the cottage in the cradle. You are a lion and you're born to be free. You got to come back. You gotta come back.
Many days I up here and I can't even laugh, but we know me happy when the pilot say, ladies and gentlemen, prepare for takeoff. Can't wait to reach all Rick's Cafe if jump and chuck off. As a matter of fact, when I reach all the airport, my smell curry goat. Me want to visit the house when me send the money for bill. I'm a cousin in charge of the project, and I trust him, but a family still. When foreign that shy away, they say me a plan to come home, come cool out and chill. And when they come, me a visit a couple nights and they grill.
How when me get the I man happy rich, little OJ and Boston bitch. Have to spend enough time at Portland, money to go beer and alligator pan. You are a lion and you're born to be free.
Hey Angela,
You miss the stand and the sea.
welcome.
You're never gonna survive.
I know you were back there hiding somewhere.
You got to come back.
The lion ready
You miss the
now.
thingy at the top of the hill. You only dream about the cottage in the grill. You are a lion and you're born to be free. And you got to come back.
You gotta come back home.
You miss the pretty girl down at the corner shop.
She used to bake for me and make me all me coconut drops. Boy, I miss her, I tell you. Well, today me there yard, I cool out, to kick back and I relax. But tomorrow reality is I have to go back in a NI ice box. Well, I love the jokes with all my little Juby, you know, a couple more days just a chill. But I man have a mountain of bills. See, I'll be up on the picture where I show mama them. But this film, maybe tea would I sell off.
You are a lion and you're born to be free. You miss the sun, you miss the
Just let you know, there's some more new music coming from Ernie. Wait for it.
Yo, foreign heart. The reality is, I'm a credit card, me have to go use to make the monthly payments by my Honda card.
Yes, the art of a lion make you miss down a yard. Miss down a yard. Miss down a yard.
Oh mama, I love you dearly for everything that you've done for me. Oh mama, I love you dearly. Mama, I love you dearly for everything that you've done for me.
This is Sherry Campbell.
I love you dearly.
Yeah, it's not Tanya.
You're a beautiful woman, you're so incredible. Phenomenal, so irresistible. Blessed virtuous is so divine.
It's called Mama, I Love You Dearly.
And my beautiful, you work so hard. You take a lot of crap from people. Never shot a note, never ready eye people. You gave us your all, and we know that I just speak so. Yeah. Oh mama, I love you dearly for everything that you've done for me. Oh mama, I love you dearly. Mama, I love you dearly for everything that you've done for me. Oh mama, I love you dearly. You taught us
love to pray and be patient. See Jah first that we never be forsaken. Cause if you made it thus far, all the tears you cried with all the hidden scars. Every day we have to celebrate our queens, mothers all over the world. We are free. We wanna say thank you for all the love you give. May Jah ever bless you for as long as you live. Oh mama, I love you dearly for everything that you've done for me. Oh mama, I love you dearly. Mama, I love you dearly for everything that you've done for me. Oh mama, I love you dearly. So every woman that takes up this role, whether through adoption or a tweet from them soul, caring for your children is a big role. We raise our glass to you, yeah. Your love is undeniable. It no hide, it show. I couldn't ask for another mama. You're the only one I know. Oh mama, I love you dearly for everything that you've done for me. Oh mama, I love you dearly. Mama, I love you dearly for everything that you've done for me. Oh mama, I love you dearly. Oh mama, I love you dearly for everything that you've done for me. Oh mama, I love you dearly.
We made it. Now we'll never be apart. We finally made it. Now you live within my heart.
That's right, G Angel. Love you, mama.
A brand new start. We finally made it today.
This is that dynamic duo, husband and wife, Jonah Marie, Ed Robinson.
And admire you from afar.
The song was their wedding gift from Hoopton Lindo.
Very special. Baby, now here we are.
It's called We Made It.
I felt the same way about you. Must be the Father's plan. And what God has put together, let no man.
This is Joanna Marie, and it's all about DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift. You feel for some stew? Check out Kevin Stew.
Now you live within my heart.
Yes, we made it. A new beginning, a brand new start.
We finally made it today.
Love has found its way. Friends and family coming together. Oh, what a glorious occasion. Seeing you walking down the aisle to me, it's like magic by the ocean.
Tomorrow's not promised today. Live each moment like it's your last, okay? Don't you live it reckless.
This is music from the Raps and Kush Band.
Let them tell you you can't, no. Tomorrow.
Jay Will on lead vocals.
Love your life.
Those of you that are familiar with G Cole, this is the band that he started with.
Coming on you don't know me.
Him and Jay Will, the two lead singers.
Go to school, learn for real, learn for right. Education is
The track is called Love Your Life.
If you love your life and live it right, yeah. Tomorrow's not promised today. Live each moment like it's your last, okay? Don't you live it recklessly. Go for what you want and let them tell you you can't, no. Tomorrow's not promised today. Love your life, praise the Most High. Oh. Coming on you don't know me right, but the principles in life are simple. Better get them right.
This is Ed Robinson. And no matter what you're doing right now, stop it. God, guess what? Kevin Stew is at the control. Tune in, sing.
Tired that they catch up sardine and they vulgarize. Sometimes life no nice, you got to think twice. Try gave you the breath of life. Mr. Phil, love your life and live it right, yeah. Tomorrow's not promised today. Live each moment like it's your last, okay? Don't you live it recklessly. Go for what you want and let them tell you you can't, no. Tomorrow's not promised today. Love your life, praise the Most High. Every day now you bed and sleep, nothing you have achieved. You call me on the phone complaining you got used to meet. And I make a lick of weed before you plant a seed. You make a youth them go astray, go do some evil deed. There's nothing wrong with you, there's so many things to do. Like utilize the wealth and health and strength which I give you. And deal with progress, try your best. Oh. Love your life and live it right, yeah. Tomorrow's not promised today. Live each moment like it's your last, okay? Don't you live it recklessly. Go for what you want and let them tell you you can't, no. Tomorrow's not promised today. Love your life, praise the Most High. Say love your life and live it right. And you know about that way to fuss hard to fight. I live your life and live it well. The problems in your life don't get overwhelmed. Every day you bed and sleep, nothing you have achieved. You call me on the phone complaining you got bills to meet. And I beg a little weed before you plant a seed. Don't take your youth and go astray and do some evil deeds. There's nothing wrong with you, there's so many things to do. Like utilize the wealth and health and strength which I give you. And deal with progress, try your best. Miss if you love your life and live it right, yeah. Tomorrow's not promised today. Live each moment like it's your last, okay? Don't you live it recklessly. Go for what you want and let them tell you you can't, no. Tomorrow's not promised today. Love your life, praise the Most High. Love your life.
So as we wrap up this week on the night shift with DJ Kevin Steele, I encourage you to live your life and love your life. If you haven't been doing it yet, start now. Look out for members of your community. Remember, your community is not just the development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. So those that you pass on the bus, the plane, the boat, the train, or you walk, ride, or drive, these are members of your community. Do something good for one of them today, because you never know who's going to do something good for you tomorrow. My name is Kevin Steele. This is all I like to do it to you, for you, and with you. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays right here, the night shift to DJ Kevin Steele. Right here on kevinsteele.com. And affiliates. We're not leaving them out, because we can't do it without them, you know, go.
Love you, love, I say.
Catch you on Saturday for the Saturday Stew. 8 p.m. Eastern, alright, after Reason with Rattigan. And this week we have a special Saturday Stew. We have Hugh Wildman. So he joins in the last hour of Reason with Rattigan in through the 2 hours of the Saturday Stew. And we're just gonna jam out on Reggae Global Radio. So be there, alright? Catch y'all later. Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world. From right here in South Florida, I wish you all a good night. I'm out of here. Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.